What was this week about? What are we watching?
Oh man, these movies are. Well, I don't remember what were they called again.
I have no idea. I know we recorded this.
I know. They were.
Hey everybody, welcome to the 4K Lowdown and Turner Fan 77 present By the Numbers, where we take new releases, we score them, and love them or hate them, we let you know what we thought. I'm David, aka the 4K Lowdown, your host, and my co-host is
Rich, aka Turner Fan 77. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing okay, brother. I know this is a recorded episode. This is episode 27 of By the Numbers. So we have been just chugging along this year.
Yeah, we have.
With this segment. I'm really liking it.
Me too.
And
we appreciate you guys when you guys come in the live chats. So we appreciate everyone.
Yeah, we absolutely do. It's going to be weird not looking at the comments because I know I'm going to click the comments seeing if somebody's talking, but we're not going to have anybody talking this time. So you guys, you're gonna see this on replay, but this will drop on the 12th. Because we're trying to drop it every Wednesday. And then we come back from our vacation, and our first By the Numbers after that will be the 19th. That one will be live.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that because that's going to be a stack show.
That one's going to be a banger. We're going to have some great movies, lots of theatrical releases, and one really major hit that's dropping to Netflix pretty soon. So we'll talk about that as we get to the end of this show. And also, we have another segment that's coming on the 13th. That will be live. We'll talk about that as well. But we're here right now to talk about these 5 movies. And I know we couldn't do a theatrical one because we're recording this ahead of time. So we went through and grabbed some movies that have dropped to streaming or physical or something like that we missed in our first round. And I gotta tell you, there's a turd in this one.
There's a turd. It's not. I wouldn't even. Turd is not the right word.
Turd is generous. I think this is a.
Yeah. This is probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
It was like having diarrhea and being constipated at the same time. I think it was just kind of like, it's going to come out, but sooner or later it just drips out, and it's
okay.
And it's awful.
So I know our motto is all film is subjective. Okay. But I'm throwing that motto out the door because this movie was fucking shit.
Well, I'm just going to apologize now for subjecting you to it because this was my pick.
But I've been wanting to see it too. All the buzz was like,
it's getting rave reviews by the critics. People are loving it. People are saying, "Oh, it's the most terrifying thing, that's out this year." And so, no bullshit. This movie sucks ass.
There's nothing terrifying about it.
This is the only thing terrifying is that this guy was actually paid to make this film.
Yeah, I wonder what he got.
That's the terrifying thing, and it's funny because there's one thing that I read that I was like, okay, that makes sense, but in a totally different way. Somebody wrote a review that I read. I'm not going to say who it was, but the person said that the movie was not scary at all, but it was unsettling. And I'm like, okay, the only thing unsettling about it, besides the sound, which was awful, were the camera angles, the visuals, the lighting. I mean, there was no lighting.
Yeah.
There was no lighting. I was making shit up because all I saw was just black. And I was like, is that a face? That's got to be a face. And that's got to be some kind of creepy face. At the end, I thought I saw a face at the end of the movie. And I was like, is that a face? And freaking, Barbie dolls stuck to the ceiling. And I don't know what the heck was going on, but let's just get it out the way. Cause holy crap. It is our fifth highest movie of the week. Which means it's dead last. Yeah. I think this is officially going to get the lowest score that we've ever given. And I mean ever.
We've been doing this 2 years?
We've been doing this 2 years now. At least a year and a half.
Yeah.
And that is Skinamarink.
Oh.
So, God, I was really hoping this was going to be good.
Me too. I heard the buzz around it. And I'm glad.
Yeah, there was a lot of buzz around it. And I was like, okay, this is either going to be like Host, because this is a Shudder movie. Mm-hmm. And Host was good. We both enjoyed that. And then Dashcam came out, and Dashcam blew chunks.
Yeah, I did. I wanted everybody to die in that movie.
Yeah, please, everybody die. And then this comes out, and I'm like, I have no idea. I don't know if anybody's dead. I don't know if anybody's alive.
Yeah.
I mean, there are so many questions about this movie. And the biggest question is, why am I still watching it?
Yeah.
Because I was like, please God, let us stop. This is a movie. You know that the movie sucks when I'm pausing the movie just to see how long I have to endure to finish it.
I did that. Yeah.
I was like, how far? This has got to be almost over. Oh, shit. It's only 40 minutes into it. I've got another hour and a half of this shit that I got to deal with.
This movie could have been like 10 minutes long.
mean, I'm on top of it. It's an hour and 40 minutes. And I got to say, that's about an hour and 35 minutes too long.
Yeah.
For me, the best part about this movie was the trailer.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I would say,
Because the trailer kind of creeped me out. It kind of gave me that old school feel, like Amityville Horror and things like that when we were watching those old trailers.
Yeah.
Only you get this. It's so funny because you're just seeing this. You don't know what you're looking at, and then all of a sudden you get in this house, and you're like, "What the fuck?" and that's all it says through the entire trailer. And it's louder and louder and louder. And you're like, I'm like, okay, I was a little creeped out by that. So that's my favorite part. I'm watching the movie, and the only thing is they were using sound effects to try to jump scare you.
And it didn't work.
Because they were just being super quiet, and then all of a sudden, blah, and you're like, really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I wish I knew the thought process on the lighting of this movie, the camera work. I would like to know what that director was thinking. Because a movie is a visual medium.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's hardly any visual in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you don't get really any emotion. You can't get any emotion from the actors in this movie. Nothing.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really see them. I mean, half the time.
I understand what they're saying.
Yeah, I don't understand what they're saying. And they have captions on when they really think you're not going to understand them. But I didn't even understand them when it was supposed to be clear.
Mm-hmm.
All you're looking at half the time are these children's feet walking around, or like a whole bunch of Legos or things stuck to the wall. And I don't know. So the synopsis reads, 2 children wake up in the middle of the night to find their father is missing, and all the windows and doors in their home have vanished.
I like the synapse.
I like the plot. I like the concept. It just was not executed at all.
No.
If this was more This was not found footage. At best, I would call this POV because it looked like the camera angles were from the child's eyes, right? But only half the time. The rest of the time, it was like the camera was on the floor.
Yeah.
Or it's looking up at the ceiling. You're counting floor tiles. I don't know what the hell's going on. There was one scene where you're just looking at the toilet.
Yeah.
And the toilet disappears and then comes back, and you're like, okay, what the hell is going? Am I gonna time my shits now? What the hell am I gonna do in this house?
This very
you got 4 seconds to poop, and now the toilet's gone. Now I'm scared. I totally get it. No, I don't know. The best part for me was the 911 call.
Yeah, when that entity. Yeah. I agree.
Otherwise, I had no idea what was going on. I was angry. I was frustrated. I was praying for it to end.
I know.
And even when they
going and going,
I did for it being. I was like, okay, so it's an hour and 40 minutes, but at about an hour 35, it's gonna start rolling credits. No, hour 40 on the dot. It just says the end, and that's it.
Yeah,
and you're like,
there's really no credits.
You're like, shit. I had to go through that whole thing to do that.
But this to me felt like a high school film class, and it said, "Hey, go make a scary movie. You can get this little handheld camera, and you're gonna shoot it in 2 or 3 rooms. And this is no plot, no direction."
No, my daughter said the same thing. Only she said this was like a high school film project. Only one kid had to do it all by himself on the last night.
Oh, she's right. Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, no, I totally get that. But and then you go and look, and it made $2 million in the box office.
No way.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
It opened in 692 theaters, maxed out at 809 theaters, and went 2.4 weeks on average.
I would hate to pay ticket prices to see.
I would have kicked somebody's ass if I paid regular price for this.
Right.
This would have been one I would have walked out of. I would not have finished this movie, and I've only walked out of a theater one time.
And what movie was that?
I don't know if you even have heard of it. It's called Nemesis. Not the Star Trek one.
Right.
But it's called Nemesis. It starred Olivier Gruner, and it was kind of a sci-fi martial arts thing.
Yeah, no, I know her.
And it just was a pile of shit. So my buddy and I, we left halfway through it and snuck into another theater and watched Hardware instead with Dylan McDermott, and that was pretty good.
I walked out of one movie, and that was Jim Carrey's The Cable Guy. I was like, "Oh, this shit's terrible."
I couldn't bring myself to watch that. I didn't go to the theater for it. I've never actually seen it all the way through.
I think I got like 20 minutes in. I was like, "Nope, I'm out." I think I saw it opening weekend or something like that.
Again, all films are subjective because they were like, "Oh, that's people view that as kind of a comedy classic," along with Ace Ventura 2 and all that. I'm like, okay, whatever. All right, so let's go over some of our highlights for this. And I will say that I gave the plot an 8 because I like the concept and I like the trailer. That's the only thing. I gave a 5 to the wild card because I'm hoping there's an audience for this. It looks like there was something. But otherwise, yeah, I gave a 2 to direction because I don't know. I could have farted and it would have been a better viewpoint. But you gave 1s to music and wild card and to acting, and I've never seen you give that many 1s to anything.
Yeah.
Ending, you gave a 2. I gave a 3 because I was like, "What the hell is going on? I don't get it." Script, you gave it a 3, I gave it a 2. It's like that. This thing is horrendous.
Yeah. And you paid $15 for this Blu-ray, right?
No, I bought the DVD. I paid $10. I paid $9.99.
Oh, okay. Well, it's still a little, like $5.
I still feel like I overpaid.
Yeah.
By a lot. I was like, I should have just watched it on Shudder and not bought it.
Yeah. You should have,
because I have the DVD, but I turned around and just watched it on Shudder because I was like, okay, I gotta watch
the DVD.
What's that?
Did you open the DVD?
Yeah, no, it's unwrapped.
Oh,
I could have damn it, I could take it back. Maybe I get a shrink wrap machine and
pay $50 for a shrink wrap machine to take that $10 DVD.
Get that $10 back. Cost effective? I don't think so. But think of all the other movies I could take back.
Do that.
But anyway, oh yeah, some pictures.
So it can't be that many pictures.
No, not any that makes any sense. These are the only ones that had some kind of lighting.
Yeah. And that was the most lighting you got in this movie.
Yeah, was from the TV. Because the TV kept coming on.
Yeah.
So let's go to the scores. IMDb gives this a 5.0 with 10,000 reviews. I nearly shit my pants with this one. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 71%.
What?
With 122 reviews. I'm like, did we watch a different movie?
Yeah, we must have, because there's no way.
There must have been a different movie. Audience score 44%. You gave this a 27. And I gave it a 40.
Oh, damn. You went way higher than I did.
I did go way higher than you did. But the only thing that saves it is the trailer and the concept.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was executed poorly. So our total average score 33.5.
Damn.
And it takes our number 5 spot.
That's nuts.
Now we're gonna jump like 30 points for the next movie. Our number 4 movie, and actually one of my favorites for this week, even though it's the 4th highest, is Assassin Club.
Yeah, this was fun. I had fun with this.
I kind of dug this. It was kind of cool. It wasn't. Yeah. It was definitely low budget. It definitely did not have it didn't have the script chops, and the acting was not good enough to save the script.
No.
So I will go that far, but I did like the story. Mm-hmm. I like the cast. I think this is got a good twist. Cast. Good twist. It's really funny that this movie has no business leaving it open for a sequel, but they did.
Yeah. So I thought this was going to be a franchise.
So I don't know how they thought this was going to be a franchise, but still, it was worth a watch. It was fun. Kind of a lighter action movie, but I like, Henry Golding. He is what he is. I only see him from Crazy Rich Asians, so this as an assassin, he doesn't make any sense.
Well, he's not too bad at Snake Eyes.
Yeah, he's okay at but Snake Eyes wasn't that good either. And I don't know if that was him or if that was kind of the way it was written. I was really hoping for a better Snake Eyes.
Isn't he in those Lifetime movies for Christmas stuff a lot too?
Oh, probably. He did. I thought he did a great job in The Gentleman. I liked him in there.
Yeah. But that had a good script.
Yeah, that had a good script and a great cast. Now you get one of my favorite actresses of all time, Noomi Rapace, is in here as the antagonist, basically. Mm-hmm. And I liked her, but I wanted more of her in it instead of just them phone conversation. They're, doing phone sex or whatever they're doing. as all this kind of stuff. But let's take go through the plot on this. So Assassin Club reads, an assassin is given a contract to kill 7 people around the world, only to discover the targets are also assassins who have been hired to kill him. So it's like this Mortal Kombat thing with assassins.
Yeah.
But there's an underlying reason behind it. And they kind of briefly show that in the beginning. So you get a little bit of context as to why this whole thing is happening.
I thought when that opening sequence, and then when they showed it again, it was clearly 2 different actors.
Yeah, I agree with that. It was like, and I know it was like they clearly changed their idea in that scene to where they're like, oh, instead of making this person the one who did this that caused this whole mess, we're gonna have it do this person. So they had to change it like halfway through. Yeah. And they figured we wouldn't catch that because they were masked. But it's like,
yeah, you could clearly tell.
You could tell. I mean, there was a good 8 to 10 inch difference in height. And you're like, okay, that's kind of weird. But anyway, I'm for Color Universe. I'm gonna let that slide. It had a little bit of international box office time, making 190,000. And where was it released? It just says international box office. It was released in Spain.
Oh, well, that's weird.
Okay, so it was released in Spain. Made 190,000 in Spain. Good job. But you know, I don't know. It wasn't a bad movie. It was fine. It did its job for me. It checked the boxes that I wanted.
This felt like a very 90s action movie.
It's definitely
you would rent.
It's one of those, you know, that would have been just straight to DVD, and that's kind of what it was.
Yeah.
And this is you know, like all those ones that have like 5-minute Bruce Willis parts in it. That's what this kind of reminds me of. Just kind of a, you know, run-of-the-mill action thriller. There was some good kill scenes, good stuff, kind of, yeah. But like I said, kind of enjoyed it. It didn't have any business leaving itself open for a sequel, but okay. Right. And then you get Sam Neill of all people in this movie, and I was like, dude, that dude should be knighted by now because he's just awesome. But he goes and does this movie, and he's kind of a putz in this movie.
Yeah.
But let's talk about our highlights on it. For Assassin Club, we actually both had 7s for the cast and the acting. So I think for who they had, it was pretty good. They just script was kind of lacking. You had an 8 for the story, and I had a 7.
Yeah.
Other than that, we're pretty much 6s and 5s and 4s and 7s. So it's just kind of, yeah, your biggest thing is an 8, and then I had a lot of 7s and 6s in there. So yeah, is it worth hunting and getting? No. I would wait till you see it on a free streaming service. Right now, you can rent it on Vudu, or I think you got it from Redbox, right?
Yeah, I got it from Redbox.
Yeah, so you got it from Redbox. I bought the DVD. This one I didn't mind paying $10 for.
Yeah, this is I'd pay $10 for this.
This was worth $10. I'd watch this again. This would be something I'd just have on while I was working or something, because something that wouldn't distract me but would give me it has pretty good music. It has that. I think it was released in France. It says Spain, but I think that was just a production thing. But I think France, because there was a lot of that French rap in there. And I think they did a lot of their filming in France. So this was probably released in France, now that I think about it. But like I said, there's a better cast than I would have thought.
Yeah.
But the dialogue's kind of lacking a little bit. And then it's really funny because they're like, okay, here are all the assassins. Here's their names and pictures and everything. And then there's one person that no one's ever seen their face. And you kind of go, okay, that's probably the bad guy.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, all these other assassins, everybody's seen their face. These guys suck. Yeah. And then there's one person that's actually an assassin because you don't see him. That cracked me up. I thought that was really funny. These are the best assassins in the world, but here's their faces.
I forgot. I was going to say, I lost my train of thought.
Sorry about that.
It's okay, because you were pointing out something that was funny. Okay, now when I watched it, I thought like, oh, she got blah 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 at the end, and you already kind of talked about it, where you think the movie's over.
Yeah.
And then you're like, come on, that was just that end scene where that person's laying down in the bed.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, why? I mean,
exactly. I was like, really?
Yeah.
You're gonna pull a Jason now.
Yeah.
It didn't. It cracked me up. I was like, you have no business trying to open end this thing for a sequel. It just doesn't. I'd probably watch it if they did a sequel. I'd probably see it. I'd probably go, okay, I gotta see what she does in the second movie.
Did you read off when this came out? It was recently, right?
Yeah. No, this was recent. Now
I wonder how it's done on.
It's 2023. The official release date was May 16th.
It's a couple months.
Yeah.
I wonder how. Did you get the numbers for sales? Or is it too early?
Just theatrical. I didn't get anything for video sales or anything like that.
Because when you said you wanted to add this to the list, shortly after that, I started seeing it pop up in people's Instagram feeds and then people's things in Letterboxd. You know, you can see where
that's friends'
movies. Yeah. And I was like, what if this does have a follow? Because I don't know. Maybe
it was because I saw a trailer for it and I was like, oh, I wouldn't mind checking this out. And then it kind of blew up a little bit after that.
This reminded me, when I watched this, it kind of brought me back to the 90s a little bit. Because this was a movie I would rent. Remember how there were so many action movies when you can just go to the local video store and pick up all these action movies on VHS. This is for some reason that movie reminded me of that. I do miss those days. You never heard of these movies whatsoever. You're like just by the box cover. Okay, I'm gonna try that. Or it has a cool dude and half naked chick. One of
those ones. Yeah, so it was it came out on physical June 6th.
Oh, okay.
So
that's really new on physical.
Yeah, so it's only about a month old on physical.
Yeah.
But yeah, this reminded me of the old Blockbuster days where you're walking through for anything that's available and you kind of blind rent something. And this is kind of what you get is just a middle of the road, decent movie that was straight to video with a decent cast in it. And it kind of brought back those 90s action movies that you'd rent at Blockbuster for $3 because Jurassic Park was out. So you have to settle for something else.
Or Twister.
Independence Day I'm gonna say that because that's kind of, that's the movie I watch for the month of July is Independence Day all the time. Matter of fact, I saw it twice today.
What?
Yeah. I was playing it. My dad was playing it when we went to his house. I was like, I just watched this earlier. Yeah, I went there for dinner tonight.
That's funny.
So kind of an early celebration with him before I leave on my trip. And he was like, he was watching it on TV. I was like, shit, I just watched this today. So I'm gonna do it again. I have no problem doing it. And sure enough, he was on, I guess it was on an encore station or something like that. It was playing all day long.
Oh wow.
He just had it on repeat. Just watching it all day. And I'm like,
it's been a while since I've seen it. I probably won't watch it until I get to my eyes.
Well, yeah. So that'll be what, 2025?
So probably. So I just started my bees.
You just started your bees, and you've only started early this year. Yeah. I mean, my goal is completely out the window because I haven't even started on any 4Ks. I'm gonna wait and do that goal maybe next year or something to where I'm just doing 4K reviews. And by then I'm probably going to have well over 400 of them. So
yeah.
All right, let's go to the scores. Assassin's Club, and just, put this in context with Skinamarink, which you and I both agree was that turd that won't flush.
Yeah.
So Assassin's Club on IMDb gets 4.6 with 1,200 reviews. So that is 0.4 of a point lower than Skinamarink.
Yeah.
And that makes no sense to me, except for the fact that critics are crazy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes critics score 14% with 21 reviews. Audience score 42%.
That's more like it.
Yeah, we're getting closer, but still that's lower than what they gave Skinamarink.
Right. Yeah.
I don't understand.
I wonder if Skinamarink premiered at like an artsy fartsy film festival.
I don't know. That seems like something that would, like, if they, have it at Sundance or something like that, it can do, because it seemed like it was trying really hard to be artsy fartsy.
Yeah,
It was trying really hard to be like those. I don't want to call them the newfangled horror like Midsommar and The Witch and but there were similarities with kind of the way they were doing it that made me think about that. But anyway, for Assassin's Club, you gave it a 61. And I gave it a 66, so our average score is 63.5. And that takes our fourth spot. No, that's not bad at all. Like I said, it's 30 points higher than Skinamarink. All right. Let's move into number 3.
I'm going to go Marge, or the porno name, Jerry and Marge Go Large.
Okay.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, that is right. Jerry and Marge Go Large.
This movie wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I mean, is there...
Like, you just let me pick it. I was like, dude, let's do this one. And you're like, all right. I can't wait to throw you under the bus.
No, this is okay. Yeah, but it wasn't as bad as I thought.
I liked this. This was cute. And I don't know if it's, I'm kind of getting close to that age and I'm thinking about that. But I gotta say, this is my pick of the week. Surprisingly enough, this was my favorite one out of the 5.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have a favorite so far out of
it's slim pickings this week. I can't say.
Yeah.
I mean, there were two that I like. Actually, I liked them all but one. But I think this one, and then there was one other one that I liked the best.
Yeah, I think Bryan Cranston does an okay. It's not his best performance.
No, it's not his best. I loved Annette Bening in this.
Yeah, she was good. She was funny.
I thought she was adorable. Her smile was great. Mm-hmm. I loved her as the wife. I liked the son.
Yeah, the daughter I couldn't stand.
A daughter I couldn't stand, but she's from Pitch Perfect, so I expected to hate her.
Yeah.
So all she need, if she'd have broke into song, then I would have been like, "Oh, she's the Pitch Perfect chick." Funny. I would have been like, "I'm out." Well, let's read it because this is based on a true story, you guys, and that's what it says. Based on a true story about a long married couple, Jerry and Marge Selby, who win the lottery and use the money to revive their small town. Now, it goes a little bit further than that. This is about the windfall scandal in Massachusetts, where basically this guy figures out a flaw in the lottery and exploits it to make money, but then turns around and gives the money to his town.
Right.
And I do remember this story.
See, I don't remember what year did it take place?
This was 90s, I think.
Oh, see, I wouldn't have.
When it happened. I'm trying to remember if they actually put it in here. No, sorry.
See, that's streaming June 17th.
Yeah, the story happened in 2003, so it was actually later than I thought. So 2003 was when it actually happened, and the newspaper wrote an article about it in 2011. So it doesn't really corroborate with what happened in this movie, but I don't know. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. You get a little Rainn Wilson out of nowhere.
Yeah, he wasn't bad in it.
He wasn't bad in it. He just looked very much like he smoked pot through the whole movie. Yeah. I'm not saying that like it's a bad thing. It just looks like he didn't shower at all.
No.
But I don't know. I thought it was fun. I enjoyed myself, and I didn't actually tag team this with another movie to make it seem better. I watched this by itself, and I was like, that was cute. I liked it. I don't know if I'd go watch it again. I think this is probably a one-time watch. But yeah, I liked the story behind it. I liked how the town had his back. I liked how he helped the town. I even liked the asshole kids at Cambridge or Harvard. The asshole kids at Harvard that were kind of going against him. I liked how they did it. I liked how that worked out. I thought this turned out to be pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, visually it looked great. Yeah, see? And then that dude right there, he kind of annoyed me.
Yeah.
The
CPA, the accountant guy. Yeah. Yeah, he kind of, he was a travel agent too. He's like,
at times it felt very Lifetimey, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah, no, that makes sense. No, this was very low budget.
No disrespect to Lifetime movies. This just felt like this could have aired on the Lifetime channel at times.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I could see that. But this particular one is airing on Paramount Plus.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys want to check it out, I think it's worth a one-time shot. If you got Paramount Plus, then it's not a big deal. see. Yeah, I can't find a budget or anything on it. It never hit the theater. It just went straight.
It did hit the theaters.
No, I don't have any box office numbers for it at all. But you know what? It won't take too much out of your day. It's 96 minutes long.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a cute story. It's one, you know. I think it's worth a watch. Let's go to the highlights for it.
Excuse me.
We actually both gave the cast an 8.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually threw a couple of 9s at this. I gave a 9 to the ending and a 9 to the story. Your highest were 7s for story and script and direction. Where I gave an 8 to direction and I gave an 8 to the script. So for those, are just a little point higher. And you went 5 for the acting, but I went 8. I thought there was some, and I was mainly focused on Annette Bening. I really thought that she stole the show.
Well, she did good.
I thought she did a good job. All right. Let's go to the final scores. IMDb gives Jerry and Marge Go Large a 6.9 with 18,000 reviews. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 68%. Still lower than Skinamarink with 56 reviews. Audience score 78% with 100 plus ratings. You gave this a 57, and I gave it a 75.
Oh, shit.
For a total average score of 66. And it takes our number 3 spot. I told you, this is like my favorite.
Yeah.
Of
I didn't
this
think
week.
by that much.
Yeah, by that much. I told you, I was like, I gave this one and one other. I only gave 2 movies in the 70s this week. And that was this one and one other one. And that one's going to be our number 1.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not talking about number 1. We're talking about number 2. And our number 2 movie this week is Run Rabbit Run.
Bodily function. Number 2.
My number 2. My favorite bodily function.
This wasn't too bad either.
This was better than I thought it would be. I was not expecting much out of this.
And it has a nice twist to it too, which I liked.
It does. It has a nice twist to it. I didn't care for the ending.
Yeah.
But
I don't remember what I gave it.
I don't know. I think I gave it a 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave it a 5. You gave it a 6.
A 6.
I didn't care for how it ended. That didn't give me the closure that I wanted. But I did like when she kind of fess up to what happened.
Yes. Yes.
And kind of came to terms with herself, because this is a supernatural thriller? I think so. But I think this is also very much a psychological thriller.
Yeah.
And plays well at both.
Because you don't really,
know if this is, is someone possessed?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a ghost messing with them? Or is this going on in their head? What's happening?
You see, I was all for it being a supernatural movie until you hit that, like you said, hit that spot. And then I was thinking,
like, whoa, there's a real element here.
Yeah. And you're like, okay, maybe was this her mind breaking? You know what I mean?
Yeah. There was one part. There was one part that really kind of stuck with me in the beginning of the movie when nothing else did, and it was really strange. I hope it's not too much of a spoiler, but the mother and daughter are talking, and the daughter, the mother's like, something's bothering you. I know something's bothering you. Can you tell me? And she looked up at her and she says, I miss my mommy.
Oh, yeah.
And the mother's like, well, I'm your mommy. And then she just kind of put her head down. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that was supernatural or if that was psychological. I think that could be either one. There are elements in this movie that the daughter does and says that makes me think that she's under some sort of influence, that there's some sort of possession or something going on. But then there's something that happens with the mother that seems completely psychological, and something, she's like devolving like crazy. So that I enjoyed that. I think that meshed together really well.
It did. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's okay. So this is an Australian film, and again, we're running into the foreign films that turn out to be pretty good, and this is one of them.
Yeah, I remember seeing the trailer for this, and I was like, "This really intrigues me."
Me too, and it was really interesting because I don't remember seeing the trailer until I watched the trailer the second time, and I was like, "Oh, I've seen this trailer before," because the kid had the mask on,
right?
Which was creepy.
It was. That little girl played creepy very well.
That girl did a good job. The little girl did a good job. I think the mother did a good job, and I'm a fan of hers. Sarah Snook is her name. She did the movie Predestination with Ethan Hawke, so I remembered her. And I'm gonna read the synopsis because I forgot to do that. It says, a fertility doctor who believes firmly in life and death, but after noticing the strange behavior of her young daughter, she must challenge her own values and confront a ghost from her past. And
she's Cinderella.
I know.
What's not Cinderella? What's the one with the ghosts?
The one with the ghosts.
Christmas Story. No, the Christmas Carol. You know, with the ghosts of the past.
Okay.
That way.
It went from Cinderella to Christmas Carol.
I don't know why I was thinking Cinderella.
I don't know how the heck you got there.
It's late here.
Yeah, it is. I know it's after midnight
1:00.
for you.
We're recording super late. It's 1:00 here my time.
Yeah.
He's making this old man stay up.
Yeah.
One day I forgot to grab my Mountain Dew too. I was like, I need to grab a Dew. Give me a little sugar rush.
You should have had your Dew. I thought for sure you had that.
I know. I forgot.
I got my tea before we started, but all right. But yeah, I mean, I like this. This was good.
So there's that shot you're talking about.
Yeah, and she was creepy like this, and it was like, and the mother, I didn't know what to make. I didn't know what to make of the mother. Was the mother abusing her? Was the child being bullied in school? Was the child being haunted by a ghost? Was this, and what's the deal with the mother? Why is she's got dementia and shit's going on with her? And then the father passed away, and there's an emotional thing with the father, and then the mother and her are estranged, and it's just there's layers to this that makes you like, okay, so is this going to go this way? Nope, it goes this way. And then
Did you watch it more than once?
No, I only watched it once.
Me too. I was wondering if they dropped more clues that we just didn't pick up on.
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, I didn't see any right after, as I'm watching.
Nothing grabbed me off the bat to where when I got the twist, I was like, oh, I want to go back because nothing really dawned on me about that. The twist wasn't so dynamic. Because I kind of when I told you about that quote that the daughter said, that's when I thought that there was something up with the mom, and I kind of pegged that twist at that point, and knew what was going on, but when. And gosh, without spoiling it, I can't really talk about it.
Yeah, don't spoil it because this is worth checking out.
Yeah, there's one point where the school's concerned about the daughter, and shows her some pictures.
Yes.
When you find out how those pictures are done in the end, that was a big twist for me.
Yeah,
that was something that I really liked.
Yeah, that was cool.
So that's as far as I can go with that. But let's
this has to be seen. You can't give spoilers. I think if we gave a spoiler, it would ruin it.
Yeah. Now, as far as our highlights go, we got a lot of 7s in here and a couple of 8s, which makes it's a pretty solid film. So we're both at an 8 for the acting. You actually threw an 8 to the plot. I threw an 8 to the story, and I threw an 8 to direction. And then we've got 7s all over the place. We're both at 7 for the script. We're both at 7 for cinematography. You have 7s at story and at direction, where I had an 8. And then, of course, I had a 7 for the plot, and you had an 8. So, like I said, we're crisscrossing all over the place with this, but we're kind of on the same page with it. Going to the final scores, IMDb gave this a 5.0. That's the exact same score as Skinamarink. with 3, and I'm doing this because Skinamarink was such a big turd, but all the ratings seem higher than everything else we watched. So 5.0 with 3,200 reviews. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 37% with 78 reviews and an audience score of 25%. And we thought about this with Rotten Tomatoes. They seem to score foreign movies low.
That's true. Yeah, that is true.
And this technically counts as a foreign film
because it's Australian. You said
it's Australian. Yeah. It's Australian, so you most likely do not recognize this cast.
That's too bad because this is a good movie. It should be higher.
Yeah, it should be. So brother, you gave this a 65.
Yeah, I liked it.
And I gave it a 69 for a total average score of 67. It takes our number 2 spot this week. And yeah.
How about these scores that we've had this week, okay? Ain't the best.
No.
Now, last week we did remind the audience of our numbers last week for our top 24.
For our top 24?
Yeah, look. Tell them how great those scores were compared to these.
Man. Well, so we're not even going to come close to our lowest scored movie from our last Sesame Street. Our highest score was 94.5. That was our number 1 movie. Our lowest score was 74, and that was number 24.
Those are big numbers.
And this one's a 67, and this is our number 2, our second highest movie. But I think the thing is, these are ones that, I mean, aside from this last one, which just recently came out, these are ones that we have passed up before.
Yeah. I still think it's not funny.
So we're like, okay, so we'll go back and see if there's something that we want to catch. We want to go back and watch that may have come out a little while ago. So we did that, and we can look at these numbers and go, okay, I see why we've probably skipped these.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean they're not worth a look. They're just not the best movies that we've scored this year. So that's not bad. Let's go to our number 1 movie this week. And this was kind of a surprise to me until I watched it. And that's Nimona.
I never heard of it until you said let's put this on the list.
It popped up as one of the 10 most anticipated Netflix releases coming up. And I was like, really? So I was like, I didn't even know it was animated. I was like, oh, we should check out Nimona. That's like That was like their number 4 most anticipated movie, and I was like, okay, dude, let's do it. So this actually was released on the 30th on Netflix. It's on Netflix now. It's actually rated number 2 right now for kids movies.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I mean, it is a good film. I didn't think it'd be rated number 2 on their site.
I think mainly because it's new. I've seen
true.
that when a movie first comes out, it goes boom to number 1, and then
so they
it
can
drops.
tout it, yeah.
Yeah. Because
I love
for Netflix, people are just waiting for something new to come in so they can.
Mm-hmm. I think this had great animation. It reminded me of something, but I couldn't put my finger on it. What it reminded me of. It has a very unique style.
Yeah.
And you know how we were talking The Sound of Metal earlier? And that's that dude. And I like him a lot.
All right.
And their chemistry was
there's
good.
There's no box office stuff. I couldn't get a budget for this. Well, let's read the plot. It says, when a knight in a futuristic medieval world is framed for a crime he did not commit, the only one who can help him prove his innocence is Nimona, a mischievous teen who happens to be a shape-shifting creature he's sworn to destroy. And this kind of reminded me of Sea Beast from last year.
Yeah. We're trying to put it together.
To where, well, in just the overall context of, we're only monsters are bad and we only kill monsters, and that's kind of how this society lived.
Mm-hmm.
But really, there was a major overreaction, and monsters aren't really bad. It's just the way that you treat them.
Yeah.
They have to fight back. So it's kind of like that, but it's a story as old as time about prejudice.
Yeah. Yeah. And we kind of touched on it last week, and I like how they did this. I don't like hidden messages in movies.
Yeah.
But I am going to go on. I'm going to say this. I'm on record. I didn't mind how they put a relationship in here. It wasn't the focus.
No, but it wasn't subdued either. It was. I liked that it was out there, kind of in the open. They were trying to hide it because they were both in the academy together,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. They weren't hiding it because they were ashamed of it.
Right.
And
I guess
I liked the relationship here. I liked both
mm-hmm.
relationships.
Yes.
With Ballister and Goldschlong, or whatever his name was, the other guy. And then I liked the relationship between him and Nimona.
Yes.
And how
I really love the chemistry between those two.
Yeah. Yeah. And I gotta say, Chloe Grace Moretz, she knocked it out of the park.
Mm-hmm.
As Nimona. I really liked her attitude, the way she played the character. I dug that. That was my that's my biggest takeaway from this. What's that?
I was gonna say, but they do the animation first.
Yes,
because I felt like that voice was really her.
Yeah,
in that character. I was like, because the animation matched her voice, but technically they do the animation first. So yeah, I like the chemistry.
Yeah,
this was a good movie.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun.
I think if they put this on a physical, I would. For the right
get
price,
this. I'd buy this on physical. Yeah, I'd buy this on physical.
This would be the one I'd buy. I think you bought all of them. Stuff for Run Rabbit Run.
I bought Skinamarink and I'm regretting that.
Yeah, I know.
I'd buy Run Rabbit Run every day and twice on Sunday before I got in. Oh, speaking of which, Skinamarink has a sequel coming this year. So,
nuh-uh.
I found that out. I was like, no way, and it's called Skinamarinkadoo 2.
No, you're lying. You're joking, right?
I wouldn't shit you. You're my favorite turd, bro.
How? How is that movie getting a sequel?
I don't know. Shudder's going to spend money on it.
Assassin Club deserves a sequel before Skinamarink.
Yeah, you're gonna love this. I'm gonna put a picture up because you're gonna love it. You're gonna laugh your ass off. I was like, that's got to be fake, but it's on IMDb, so it's coming.
Yeah, and there's no way. You have to be pulling my leg.
Nope. And they're gonna play it like a parody.
Oh, it's a parody,
right?
Oh, it's a parody movie. It's not a sequel.
No, it's a sequel, but it's supposed to be like a parody. So anyway, check this out.
No way.
Yep.
That film student graduated to college classes.
I don't know.
No.
When Skinamarinkadoo makes its presence known as at a new home, a plush child's toy falls victim to its nefarious plan.
Hopefully it talks better.
I don't know. Well, there's an Elmo, but yeah. Oh, I'm just like, you have got to be kidding me.
There's no way. Yeah. When you guys are watching this,
no, it's apparently already been made. It's already done. So
I was gonna say somebody fact check Dave because Dave has to be wrong.
It's on IMDb, bro.
I know, but the IMDb can be wrong too. Maybe someone hacked them or something.
I don't know.
Because there's just no way. No.
I'm just like, no, come on. You can't possibly.
Yeah.
But it's a totally different person. So it's got to be a parody sequel or something. I don't know what they're doing, but it just cracked me up when I saw that when I was grabbing my pictures for the show. I was like, no way. They can't be doing a sequel.
Yeah.
Skinamarinkadoo Part 2. But yeah, I found myself singing that damn song before I started the movie.
Back to Nimona. Animation is great. Voice acting is great. I can't put a pinpoint where I've seen this kind of style of animation, but I like it.
It reminds me of Dragon's Lair.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, it was a video game that actually played like a cartoon.
Oh no, I don't remember that one.
Oh, look
I
it
think
up.
They did a great job. It was
called Dragon's Lair, and I think they actually did a cartoon or like a
was
a
it
series.
like a Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah, it was like a Dungeons and Dragons thing.
Yeah. Okay, yes. It had wasn't the main character have orange?
Yeah, I remember he was wearing armor and
yeah.
Had him doing all kinds of weird stuff, and you could move him around and stuff. But it was actually a video game that was like a cartoon movie, and you made him just go and do what you wanted him to do. And
I love this animation style. It looks fantastic.
I can't say I'm a huge fan of this animation style, but I liked it. And
it
wasn't my favorite, but it was better than I thought. This movie was better than I thought. I found myself laughing in parts.
Mm-hmm. It was funny.
There's some innuendo in there to kind of soften up the adults a little bit. Plus, I think kids will like this. I think this is a decent family film.
Okay, after watching Skinamarink, I was kind of cussing you underneath my breath because you picked Nimona. I said, "Oh, David, what are you doing to me?" This before I watched the trailer. It was just the poster I saw. I said, "Oh, I don't want to watch this shit."
I was kind of like that too. I was like, I don't want to watch this. This is an animated movie. I'm not interested. I said, but I gotta watch it. I picked it.
Yeah,
and
I'm glad you picked it because
I enjoyed
ended up liking it.
It was fun.
Yeah, I seen a Variety article. I almost sent it to you about their early picks so far of the year for Oscar nominations or Oscar wins, and it's funny. This was nominated, or their early pick for
animated feature.
Animated, and guess who got picked for Best Actor? We talked about him on the last episode.
Oh, was it the dude from Chevalier?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And I was
like, dude, it's a biopic. He's an unknown. I think he'll come in and dark horse this thing. At least get nominated.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that article because I'd like to see what they're thinking about for like still, because we were talking about that for best documentary. And
yeah, I'll find it for you tomorrow.
Yeah, and, we were talking about Dar Salim as best supporting actor for The Covenant.
Yeah. So there was something else. 3 movies that really stood out that we've talked about that were early front runners for Oscars. So, and I saw that. I said, "Oh man, he called that. He really did." So that kind of, if you guys go back to it was last week's episode, right? That we talked about the Chevrolet car,
or first Chevrolet one that we recorded, which dropped on the 5th.
Yeah, July 5th episode.
Yeah,
definitely check that out because we talk about a great movie. Which I didn't again. Cussing Dave at the beginning. I said, "Fucking Dave, he does this to me." Either the poster looks stupid or I just have no interest in it at all. And then I end up really liking the movie. Yeah. That's Dave's MO.
Yeah. Let's get this one to Rich. That's what I live for, bro. What can I torture Rich with this week? Oh yeah, let's put Skinamarink in there. That'll do it.
That tortured us both. That backfired.
That tortured us both. You said, do you want to put it in there? I said it's gonna suck, but yeah, let's put it in there.
But we both had interest in seeing it because of the buzz around it. So that, I mean, you can't take blame for that one. I won't give you blame for that.
Okay. But yeah, this one was kind of all me. I was just like, but it was before I knew it was animated.
Yeah, I didn't know it was animated either.
Yeah, this is getting a lot of buzz. Boom. And then I saw the trailer and I was like, oh shit, it's animated. I'm like, well, it looks okay.
Yeah.
I kind of dig the whole Knights of the Realm and the whole thing like that. And it's based on a graphic novel.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind if this was a live action.
Oh yeah. I would like to see how it would look on screen.
Yeah. And Chloe Grace Moretz could absolutely do Nimona.
Mm-hmm. And you get the Sound of Metal guy to come back as. Have you seen Sound of Metal?
I haven't seen Sound of Metal.
Oh man, that's fantastic. That is a really good movie. It's on Amazon.
Okay.
So what are the numbers for this?
Yeah, let's go to the numbers. So we're talking about our highlights, and you actually threw a couple of 10s at this.
I did.
You gave a 10 to the cinematography and a 10 to the wild card.
And I'm not a fantasy guy.
And then you gave 8s to the acting and the story. I did not give any 10s, but I gave a 9 to the wild card. And then I actually gave 8s to acting, ending, story, script, and cinematography.
Yeah.
Because I thought the whole movie was solid. I enjoyed it. I had fun. This
it held my attention.
Even though Jerry and Marge Go Large was probably my favorite of the week, this is the one that I would rewatch.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that I could just put in again and enjoy. I think my granddaughter would love it.
I was just going to ask you that.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch it with her, but the next time I get a chance, I'll put it on and see what she thinks.
Miles didn't like it. He wanted me to put back on Kong versus Godzilla versus Kong, whatever it's called. That's his go-to. But he's like, Dad, no, me don't like this. Let's watch Godzilla versus Kong.
It's got Godzilla. If somebody, you want to watch Godzilla versus Kong? Okay, so you grab the cat and go.
It's funny. He wanted to get a puppy. He was like, Dad,
you want to get a puppy and name him Kong?
Yes. Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. I died laughing. It was funny.
That's hilarious.
I was like, no, I draw the line. I'm done with animals. You can get a fish.
My granddaughter, so we went over to my dad's for dinner tonight. Mm-hmm. I barbecue chicken, mashed potatoes and gravy, steamed broccoli, did all the stuff. We ate dinner. Everybody ate. We're sitting there watching Independence Day for the second time. And my daughter had taken Piper swimming because the river runs right behind my dad's place. So she's swimming in the river, comes back, she eats, and changes her clothes and gets her ready. She gets up, she grabs her backpack, and she turns to me and she says, "Come on, let's go." And she walks out of the house and just starts heading for the car. And I'm like, I guess we're leaving.
That's awesome. And that's a big deal for her, right? Because
that's a huge deal for she's nonverbal. So for her to turn to me and said, "Come on, let's," and I mean clear. And then, my dad, her great grandfather, has really never heard her speak like that. And he goes, awesome. "What did you say?" And she turns to him and she goes, "Come on, come on, let's go."
That's awesome.
It was hilarious. It was amazing.
Well,
it was
that's cute. Good for her.
But yeah, she's talking a lot more. Awesome. She's using her sign language, which is good too. Which I found out. This is Cookie, by the way. So whenever she wants a cookie, she goes, and then she says, "Please," and I go, "All right, I'm going to give you a cookie because you said it."
Now, do you think that has to do with the stress? Could it be that there's not a lot of stress from what happened earlier?
I think that has a lot to do with it. I think she saw how words can hurt, so she refused to say them. And I think she's now finally understanding that words don't have to hurt.
Well, good. Congratulations to your.
She's doing so well.
She's a little
doing really
too.
Good. She's sang. I have a fan going in my office, and she goes behind the fan and she sings to me. So it has that distortion from the being in the fan. It was very funny.
I know we watch a lot of movies and fantasy stuff, but man, kids, I mean, that's real life, and that's a big moment for her.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that.
Yeah. Thanks, brother. Yeah, it's huge for her, and where I know Amanda and I are just so happy to.
I was just like, how happy was your daughter
to see her grow like this?
That's awesome.
That's just amazing. All right, let's go to our final scores on Nimona. Let's do IMDb first. IMDb gives Nimona a 7.7 with 5,800 reviews. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 93% with 71 reviews and an audience score of 94% with 500 plus ratings. We're not quite that high.
Mm-hmm.
You gave it a 71. I gave it a 74. Total average score 72.5, and it takes our top spot this week.
I like that. That's a good pick. Out of these movies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like I said, I gave the highest score to Jerry and Marge, but yeah, this is the one that I would rewatch.
Yeah. I agree with that. because you could put it on and know, because the voice acting is so well. It's done so well. And you could chuckle at the jokes. So yeah, guys go see. It's on Netflix.
Yep. Yeah, this is on Netflix.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I was gonna follow right behind you with those. So yeah,
that's awesome.
So yeah, so Nimona and Run Rabbit Run are on Netflix. Jerry and Marge Go Large is on Paramount Plus. Assassin Club is on physical, or you can rent for from Vudu or Amazon for $20.
Oof.
Just wait for that to be free, or just do a Redbox or something like that. Skinamarink is on Shudder.
Avoid that.
But don't even worry about it.
Yeah. Stare at your wall.
Yeah. Watch paint dry.
Yeah.
Or grass grow or something. I think either one would be way more entertaining than that.
Mm-hmm.
They could have done so many different things and made that better.
Yeah, they did.
But I think they failed miserably with what they were trying to do.
Fail is not the right word. There has to be a word worse than fail, because it was just bad.
Which is bad. I mean, you gave it a 27, bro. I think that's the lowest score you've ever given anything.
What did we give Valentine?
I think a 40.
Yeah.
I can actually look it up, because I think that's pretty much our lowest score besides Kids versus Aliens.
Yeah. I forgot about that movie.
I think you were trying to avoid it. So yeah, no, you gave it a 47. I gave it a 42. That was Valentine. But I think Kids versus Aliens, I think you gave a 30 something.
Kids versus Aliens was better than Skinamarink, or whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah. Kids versus Aliens. Yeah, you gave a 37. I gave a 45. Kids versus Aliens was better than Skinamarink.
Yeah. And that's not a compliment either.
That's not a compliment. that's and isn't that just a little sad?
Yeah.
So remember, you guys, all films are subjective. Who knows? You might like Skinamarink. I'm just saying,
and if you do
even if you're a found footage fan, this is not a found footage movie. It's definitely filmed way differently. And I just didn't like how it was done.
And if you guys have seen Skinamarink, put it in the comments and tell us what you think.
Yeah, let us know what you think.
On all these
movies. As always, we're gonna be taking the audio portion of this and sending it to Spotify for podcasting. They're gonna put it on Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Pocket Cast, Castbox, Radio Public, and Google Podcasts for us. They sponsor us. They take care of us. They get us more followers and hopefully more sponsors later on. So you guys, if you're not following us on Spotify, please do. We are at a whopping 17 followers, but we got kind of religious following as people are listening to us on a regular basis. So
that's awesome.
This episode will drop on the same day. I'm going to have it set to where they both drop on the 12th. And then, yeah, I think that's it for tonight. We've got, got some stuff to talk about. We've got the 13th. And I have a little intro that I'm going to do, which I got a bunch of shit about earlier, but I don't give a shit. So like to hear it. Here it goes.
Thank you all for joining me today.
Hey, Mike, can I interrupt you for just a second?
Whatever your heart desires.
Thanks, brother.
Whatever.
What's up, you guys? David, aka the 4K Lowedown here, and I've got big news. Turner Fan 77 and I are rebranding. So get ready. Our first live stream comes up on July 13th, and it is the High Five. That's right. We're going to bring back the High Five, season 2, episode 1, and our special guest is, I'll just let him go ahead and introduce himself.
Mega Mike, the Movie Man.
That's right, everybody. Season 2, episode 1 of the High Five is going to feature Mega Mike, the Movie Man. He has picked 5 of his favorite movies that he is going to score live on the Lowdown Thursday night, July 13th. Mike, How does that make you feel?
Welcome to my channel. I'm, of course, your host.
Whoa, wait a minute, buddy. You are not the host. Rich and I are the host because it's our show, and you are a very special guest. But you do host one other show on Sunday mornings. What show is that again?
Mega Movie Morning, everyone.
Yeah, that's a great show, Mike. I try to watch it as often as I can.
Welcome.
Oh, thanks a lot, Mike. All right, you guys. July 13th, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Look for a name change in the show and the first episode of season 2 of The High Five with our guest, Mega Mike the Movie Man. Hope to see you there. That's right, everybody. So July 13th, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, or 8 Central for my brother Rich, was going to be our first episode of season 2 of The High Five, where we bring in a guest. We have them pick 5 of their favorite movies, and we're going to have them score them live using the Lowedown format and rank them based on the score. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Mega Mike the Movie Man's up first on the 13th. And then on the 20th, we have Dell on Movies. On the 27th, we have Harrison from Really Old Movies. On August 3rd, we've got Mike Masters from Something Awesome Podcast. And then we've got on the 10th, we've got Evan, Pop Culture 33. So we've got jam-packed back-to-back shows for the High Five. All on Thursday nights. Yeah. Just add them to the list of the movies that we have to watch.
Dude. Yeah. I'm going to try to bust through those Dells, Mikes, Evans, and Harrisons. And then
I'm dreading Harrison's, man.
I know, me too.
I don't want to watch. I mean,
we love you.
Dell gave me a bad one, but he knows he did. And he made up for it by giving me one of my favorite all-time movies. So, but yeah, Harrison, well, Dell gave me The Wiz, which I do not want to watch. And that's the Wizard of Oz one with Michael Jackson and Diana Ross.
Oh, I've heard terrible things about that.
I don't want any part of that movie, but I'll watch it for Dell. But not only is it a musical, but it's a Wizard of Oz thing, and yeah, not interested. But he brought in the 36 Chamber of Shaolin, and that is my favorite martial arts movie of all time.
I've never seen it.
Yeah. Oh, so good. Well, it's from 1978, so you were like a year old when it came out.
Yeah.
And
then on the 19th.
Yeah, 19th. Go ahead and tell them our lineup for the 19th.
We have Indiana Jones 5. We have Insidious Red Door. We have Mission Impossible 7, right?
Yeah, Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Dead Reckoning Part 1. I forgot Bird Box 2 or Bird Box
Barcelona. Joyride.
And Joyride, yes, the comedy Joyride. That's gonna be a stacked lineup.
You know, that's a stacked lineup, and that's the only one that is not a sequel. Every single movie in our list for the 19th is a sequel.
Think about that. Joyride is an original IP.
Yeah.
And it's surrounded by sequels or reboots, whatever you want to call them. Original IPs are hard to be successful nowadays when everything is. So I'm hoping. I mean, I've heard good things about Joyride. The people that have seen it already.
Me too. I've seen trailers for it. It looks hilarious.
It looks funny. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of down for it. Yeah. So yeah, that's going to be a fun watch. And then I'm looking forward to Indiana Jones. I'm going to see that Wednesday this week. And then it's balls to the wall seeing the other stuff in the theater before the 19th.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Insidious Red Door. That's the one I really want to see. That trailer looked good.
Walmart has these really cool slipcovers out now, and they have the Insidious box set on DVDs for like $15. So I thought about, I know they're all on Peacock. I think this Peacock.
I've got them all on Blu-ray, so I don't know. I don't know if I'd get it for an extra DVD slipcover.
Yeah, I just saw it because I don't own any of them.
Yeah, there's a few of those multicolored ones. Like they had a Transformers one and some other ones. There were some slipcovers that were pretty cool, but it was all the DVD movies, and I'm like, I've got it on DVD.
This wave has Blu-rays.
Yeah,
Blu-rays and DVDs.
Blu-ray set would be fun.
They had they had a DVD of the first Spider-Verse DVD and Blu-ray. Each slipcover was different. I was like, oh
man,
do I do it? Do I do it?
I hate it when they do that. Like they've got, with Across the Spider-Verse coming out, they've got like 4 different steelbook designs.
Yeah. There's a lot.
Just like, man, I'm just going to pick one and I'm going to go for it.
I think I want to try to get both.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I double dipped on Avatar: Way of Water because that lenticular cover from Walmart was awesome. I couldn't pass that up.
It was. But
I really like the white slipcover too. The white slipcover was pretty cool on the 4K. So I almost grabbed that, but I was like, no, I'm not going to double dip. I'll just get the steelbook. And then I saw the lenticular one at Walmart, and I'm like, all right. But that one's going to remain sealed.
I'm going to wait for that to go down in price. Yeah. I don't need that. I mean, I've seen it. I ain't going to sit down and watch another 3-hour movie when we got 7,000 movies to watch.
And then some.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we should get out of here so we can watch some more movies. But you guys take care. Be safe.
God bless.
Have a great. I hope you had a great 4th of July holiday. I hope you have a great couple of weeks coming up until we get back. We will see you live on the 13th for our first episode of High Five and our new rebranding. So look for a new name coming. And I think we'll officially launch our new intro and everything on the 19th. So we're going to talk about it on the 13th and then launch the whole new name and everything on the 19th. So
I'm looking forward to that. But
you'll still find us in the same spots at the 4K Lowedown, at Turner Fan 77. We're still on all the grams and books. We're on Instagram and YouTube, Letterboxd, Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff. So look for us, give us a sub, and the Lowedown YouTube channel will be where our new branding is going to start. And then once we get enough subs, then we'll actually produce our own channel.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I love it. I love what you had me doing today. Made me laugh.
It's funny. So it's going to be an interesting concept, but I'll play the intro for you and stuff and see what you think. I've been working on the new logo and things like that. So
it'll be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a blast. I've even got new entrance themes, music that I'm working on. So I think we'll decide on that. So yeah, I'll play. I've got like 3 or 4 ideas, and I'll play those for you and see which one you like, and we'll decide on one that's specifically for this new brand.
Yeah, awesome.
I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Me too. Well, thank you guys for joining us. Remember. Comment in the comments what you thought of these movies. Again, any new movie suggestions, we'd love to hear them. And if we like them, we'll throw them in our list. Be safe and be kind to one another.
And let's see, this will go out on the 12th. So yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. By the time this drops, we'll see you tomorrow on the 13th. So check us out. High Five, 6 p.m. on Thursday, the 13th, Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern. Hope to see you there. We're going to interview Mega Mike, the movie man. So that's going to be a blast.
Yeah, it is.
All right. I'm Dave, and that's Rich. We're going to sign off. Take care, everybody. Be safe. See ya.